Then, please stand up and start walking through your space. Breathe, sigh, make sounds. Bring your attention to the here and now. What do you see in your space? And look to all the things as if you would see it the first time. With curiosity, with mindfulness, and with compassion. These are the qualities that we will try to sense now, first the space and then ourselves. Now walk backwards and still perceive everything with mindfulness and compassion. What do you see in front? And also, can you sense the space with your back? Yes, breathe, sigh, yawn. And then walk forward again, stretch out your arms and bring your body into this space. The space of your body. How wide, how tall are you? And also walk backwards with these open arms and now really sense with your back, sense with your body the space that is behind you. Good. And then walk forward again, come to a place where you can move. And there, start in standing to stretch out your body and then fold in your body. And then repeat that. Stretching out and folding in. And bring your attention to your body. Sense inwards. Sense also with curiosity, compassion, and mindfulness. What is there? And start also asking, what does it need there to feel good or even better? Does the movement adapt in ways that do feel better? And also notice, are there any feelings and thoughts connected to your body and to the sensing of your body? And let them also move. Good. And then walk again through your space. And sense your body now. What is moving? Where's the weight? And sense this automatic movement. So you're receiving sensations and receive and perceive it. with compassion and mindfulness. And now bring your attention to your feet. Keep on walking. How is your right foot? How is your left foot? And notice this changing sensations. The sensations with pressure on the sole of the foot and the sensation of the foot moving through space. And also sense that with compassion and mindfulness, and allow and listen to any developments, change, adaptation. And now walk backwards and sense also with compassion the now different sensations. And again, allow for adaptation. Good. And then make different steps and sense your legs in movement. So how can they move? And what would feel good when you observe your legs mindfully and compassionately? So do some funny steps, also gliding and sliding, bending and straightening, and sensing from the inside what is happening and what does it need there. How is the right side and how is the left side? Good. And also from here come to a full body movement that is based on shifting of the weight in your legs and making steps. So the support comes first, and then what is on top of that? In your spine, in your trunk, in your arms. Again, are there any thoughts and feelings connected to your sensations? Let them also move. Good. And then let's come together in standing position. And let's get in touch a little higher with the pelvic area. So stroke down in the back with your hands over the bum, over the side. Come to the front and stroke up the front. And over your waist, come to the back again and stroke down on the back. So we are touching this area from the outside. We put attention there. Sensing mindfully and compassionately. So what does this do to this area? That it is touched in this way, that it is sensed in this way. Then put both hands on the sides, on the big bones of the pelvis, and sends to the inside. Muscles, bones, inner organs, all packed in fascia, a lot of fluids. And is there any reaction on the inside because of our attention, our mindful and compassionate attention? Let answers happen. Maybe tiny little movements, change of balance and alignment. And in addition, start to move slowly and gently, also allowing the answer to be expressed. What would feel good or even better in this area? Use movement as a tool for development. Now change your hands, change your touch in this pelvic area, asking yourself, where would it feel good to have a mindful and compassionate touch? While you're moving and letting your body express what your body needs to come to a helpful and healing development. Good. And then walk again through your space and notice, how is your walking now? How is your pelvis moving? Good. And let's come together again in a standing position and put your hands on the sternum and sense the movement of your breathing in your chest. The rhythm of breathing in and breathing out and having a break. Breathing in and breathing out. What is happening in your ribs, in your lungs? Expanding and condensing. Also sense that mindfully and compassionately. Change your hands to touch your ribs on the sides and sense the breathing here as well. How are your ribs moving? How is the right side? How is the left side? Don't force anything, but allow change and development to happen. And place one hand on the sternum again and the other one in the back between your shoulder blades. And sense your whole chest and the breathing also on the back as well as on the front. Still mindfully and with compassion. Now, in addition to the breathing movement, start to move your chest around, side to side, front to back, rotating, circling. asking again, what does it need there for your breath? Or how could your breath support your process? And then open your arms and let the arms also support this movement of your chest. Let the arms express what wants to be expressed through your chest. What do you need there? What would feel good? And again, come to a full body movement. Still sensing with compassion, curiosity, trust. Acknowledging each moment. Good. And then again, take some steps through your space. And notice how you are now. Did anything change? Can you sense an ongoing development in your walking? Good. And then from the standing position, let's get in touch with our head. Touch your head with your hands and sense it mindfully and compassionately. And what is happening there through this attention? Attention from the inside, also from your hands. Is anything happening in the head, in the neck, in the rest of your body? Change your touch, place of touch. Sense from there, mindfully and compassionately. Listen, is there any answer? Any movement maybe? Change the place of touch again. And then allow movement to happen. Move your head and support this movement with your hands, with your changing hands. You can give some weight into the hands as well to support your head. And you come to a small little dance with your head and your hands, observing with compassion and asking, what does it need there? Let this happen, what is needed, and support it with your hands as well. Good. And then let your head hang forward, chin to the breast. to the chest, and let your arms hang, and let your weight of the head make your spine rolling down. Bend vertebra by vertebra and send still inwards to your spine. How is this lengthening or this stretching? Sense it with compassion. And down there, let's touch one shoulder and one arm. So touch the right shoulder and the right arm with your left hand. Stroke down from your shoulder into your arm, down to your hand, and sense this right shoulder and arm also with compassion. Repeat that stroking down. And then let go with the touch and move your right shoulder and your right arm, sensing from the inside. Also asking, what do you need there? Good. And then come to a stillness, sense both sides, right side and left side. And now touch your left shoulder and stroke down the left arm to your left hand. Also with compassion, sensing from the hand and as well from the inside. Good, and then move your left shoulder and your left arm, and then move both arms. Good, and then start rolling up again by bending your knees. Let your arms hang, let your head hang till the end. Bring the head up as the last thing, and then raise your arms over your head and stretch back a little bit, up and back. Sense this length with compassion, and come back, lower your arms, and now rotate your spine and let your arms fly. Sense inwards to the spine. What does this rotation do? Sense with compassion. Stop the rotation and allow free movement again from the inner sensing. What does your body want and need now? In your individual style. And with compassion, also notice, are there any thoughts and feelings connected to your sensations? And let them also move. Good. And then step out of the immediate process, take some steps through the space, walk, and notice how you are right now. Did anything change or not? Did anything develop? How is your perception of yourself and of your space. Good. And then find a place where you can move. And now we will do 2 rounds of self-coaching. I will guide you through the process of sensing yourself, finding the place where it needs attention, and then going through compassionate sensing and moving into free movement. And we do 2 rounds in a standing position, and then I will guide you down to the floor, first onto the belly, lying on the belly, then turning around on the back, and then we start on the back again to do self-coaching from there into movement and slowly, finally growing up, standing up, and moving and standing again. So this will be the whole process. So, from a standing position, from a balanced position, ask your body, where does it need attention right now? Decide for yourself and start sensing with mindfulness and compassion. And if you can and want, you can also touch your individual area to support this sensing. So sense with compassion your area and notice, is anything changing under your hands, developing? Allow that. Listen to what your body is answering. And also allow a little more movement, slow and gentle movement, still sensing with compassion, looking for your helpful and healing development of that area. Not knowing what this is, but trusting your body to know the process. So move in that with passionate perception, sensing each moment new. Now widen your focus of attention to a full body awareness and to a full body movement. So how is the rest of your body connected to this area, to this development? How is it supporting, or how is it maybe affected by? Also notice, are there any thoughts and feelings connected to this sensing and moving? Also notice this mindfully and with compassion, and let them also move. Good. Then step out of the immediate process and make some steps through your space and notice how you are now. Did anything change or not? How's your breathing? Yawn, sigh, make noises. And then let's come together again in standing position and do this process once more. So in a balanced position, ask yourself, where does it need attention now in your body? Decide, if you can and want, touch this area. And it with compassion. Notice, is there any answer development going on because of your mindful and compassionate attention? Allow that to happen. Maybe it's a movement, change in alignment. Allow now for more movement to happen. But stay with the slow and gentle movement so that you still can sense inside with compassion. Listening to this answer of your body, following this process, not knowing but trusting your sensations. What is going on? You still follow your process with compassion. Now widen your awareness to a full body awareness and to a full body movement. So how is this area connected to the rest of the body? How does this affect the rest of the body, or how does the rest of the body support this area? Stay with mindfulness and compassion and notice, are there any thoughts and feelings connected to this sensing and moving? Let them also move. Good. Then again, step out of this immediate process, noticing how you are right now. Did anything change or not? How do you perceive yourself, and how do you perceive your space that is surrounding you? Good. And now we will start to go down to the space. So place yourself in a way that you can roll down the spine and then lie down on your belly and then turn around on your back also. So from the standing position, start with the head hanging forward, starting rolling down the spine. Let your arms hang and your head hang, bending between each and every vertebra, sensing inwards and sensing with compassion into this lengthening. Good. Then bend your legs and stretch a little bit into your joints, but sense with compassion what's going on there. So to come to a squatting position, then walk your hand forwards, lower your knees, come to a quadruped position. And in this position, move a little bit from the inside and also sensing to the inside. What does it need to feel good in this position for your body? So you can move your pelvis, your spine, your chest, your head, and the support of the arms as well as from your legs. Then lower your pelvis to your heels and place your forehead on the floor. And also stay movable in this position. What does it need to become more comfortable? In this position, allow that to happen. And perceive yourself with compassion. And then stretch out your legs and lie down on your belly. The head, forehead on the floor or on one hand. And rest for a moment there. Sense the movement of the breathing on the inside. And then notice, where do you touch the floor? And sense that with compassion and mindfulness, and let your body adapt to this play of gravity pulling on you and the floor pushing against you. Surrender a little bit to this interplay. And observe your body. Is there any reaction to that? Maybe at the places of touch, maybe on the inside. Be open to any changes that might want to occur. Let them happen. Good, and then now roll over and lie on your back on the floor. Notice how is it to be touched on the back now on the floor, and how is it when gravity is pulling from the other side? Again, observe this with compassion and openness for development. Good. Now, from this position, we will do another round of self-coaching. So in this position, ask yourself, where does it need attention now in your body? Choose a place, sense it with mindfulness and compassion, and if you can and want, you can touch it. And your hands can support your sensing. So what is happening through this mindful and compassionate sensing? Is there anything changing or not? Let any helpful development happen. Now, open yourself for more movement from this area. Start moving slowly and gently. Looking for helpful and healing development, following your sensations. Breathe, sigh, yawn. What wants to happen from this area? And also notice when you are moving slowly and gently this area, what is happening in the rest of your body? And the rest of your body also support that process. What do you maybe need to adapt to support better? So keep sensing with mindfulness and compassion. is your breathing doing? How is the rest of your body doing? While you're moving, sensing, also notice what is going on in your thinking and feeling. How is this connected? Also, let it move and develop. And now, stay with your attention at and for this area and start to allow full body movements, like rolling around, like opening and closing, as we will prepare ourselves for growing up, standing up eventually. But what does this area need to do that? How is this area organizing for this task? And can you observe the whole process still with a compassionate mind? So, how is this area when you are in different positions? Lying on the belly, lying on the back, lying on the side, opening and closing, rolling around. Still observing with mindfulness and compassion. So let's decide, come a little more up in the space. So what does it need to come to a crawling or sitting position in movement? And how does this area feel here? So sensitive, compassion, with What could be a movement that is a helpful and healing development? breathe, sigh, yawn. Notice also your thoughts and feelings in this process of sensing and moving with compassion. Now let's start our journey up even higher. So we want to approach standing and moving in standing. What does it need to organize in a way and move in a way that is helpful for you, for your body? Still sensing your area with compassion. What is adapting or developing in this process? And how is it to bring the weight back on the feet? And come to a standing position again. And how is this area now? And how is moving in an upright position after this process, and still with this area in focus of attention, sensing it still with compassion and mindfulness. And also try now walking again. For integration. How are you now? How do you perceive yourself? How do you perceive the space? And let words come to you. Because the last part of this process is reflection and expression, and if possible, sharing. So now come to an end with this process. If you're in the same space with somebody else, share your individual processes and listen to the other ones. If you did this process alone, write it down for yourself or post it in the comments. Thank you for following this process.